Sunday morning.
Right.
As opposed to, you know.
Back on the air.
Some sort of
We can talk about the
intellectually
world's problems.
stimulating, or fashion, or sometimes it's veered into cooking show territory. Somebody's making us breakfast for our armchair session. And then it's good, this thing, that it turns around, because the cameras, they just shut off, kind of, at their own whim. As far as we know, there's probably a way to change that, but we never do things like read instructions. We just play with them and find out how they work and how they don't. So,
It's kind of like we do everything from our intuition, and it pays off for us a lot more than if we spend the time, even though we've taken some production classes, and they've really paid off in a lot of ways.
Right.
Right now, we're working on, well, one of the things I wanted to ask you, and you gotta go pretty soon.
yeah,
right?
I
When you
should
have to
get
leave.
going. I know, I wanted to mention something. I think Jane was gonna talk to you about
Oh, yeah.
a PTK thing, and since she started talking about it, I am totally behind this, and I'm like, I hope that you've been thinking about it, because if they have distinctions at the school, like Educator of the Year, seriously, and stuff like
Yeah.
that, I want it to be yours.
Oh.
And I think Jody knows the
Totally.
people that know the people that pull the strings.
It might be
that,
a competition.
Right.
Everybody
But there's a-
loves their teachers, but I will, I'll write harder, I'll write better, I'll, to pull for you. And if you can speak on Friday, which is only 5 minutes, and I just really want you to just totally be yourself. It'll be potentially some upper administrators there, but for me, it's more like to look at it as the opportunity for you than the stress of, oh my God, it's just another thing to do. Because all you have to do is show up and be yourself, and if you mentioned those 4 qualities,
Right.
and say, my, PTK is a wonderful, amazing international honor society. It is. So, and that's the only connection you really have to make to PTK. You can say reference to this honor society that's got students who are, doing these things. That's why it's important and essential to our campus. But other than that, I would connect it to film and your forte as a teacher, I think I'm pulling for you, and I was on the evaluation, I always repeat this, that you need to be a professor here full-time, but I did fail
Thank you.
to ask you whether or not you wanted to.
Yeah,
I would love it.
Okay,
Sure.
that's what I've assumed,
Okay.
that you love it here, and as part of that, I think the more accolades you can get built up, and the more connections you make to the people who make those decisions, then the better off you're gonna be.
I see a whole changing
Yeah.
of the guard happening. 5 years from now, Jody's gonna be the administrator. So you're gonna be
That'd be
the
nice.
person in Gene's office.
Or we're both
I don't
gonna
know
get
where all these other people will
tossed.
be, but.
You never know these days.
Subversives,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you want,
right,
but I
yeah.
think I'm in the process gaining confidence, so, and, it's like, I really do want you to consider this seriously. It's only 5 minutes of your life, as far as speaking, and the rest of it is sitting up in front of it's not that big of a group in the boardroom. And then I hope that they'll let me introduce you with a very, very short, maybe 3-sentence introduction from the letter that I wrote for you last
Oh,
year.
yeah, yeah.
And I just want to convey that, but I haven't even asked that. Because
Okay.
you've only got 5 minutes, I can't,
Right.
maybe I can do 30 seconds. you know?
Right.
And I really hope you'll seriously consider it, because everything happens in PTK at the last minute. It happens right now. You're never going to get a
More
blah, blah.
advanced warning.
Right.
Yeah, I know, because that's what I'm running up against. Friday is the only day that I have with my
Oh.
wife.
Right. I hope
Yes, we
she
know
would
that.
come.
Well,
to
she's
this.
stuck out here all day.
She is?
She's taking a class from 9 to 3.
Oh, okay.
And then was hoping to be able to spend the rest of the evening.
with you.
Yeah.
That's up to you. So, as soon as I know, I can tell the president and all of the people of PTK, so that they know, so that they can move on to the next person. I think they're talking to Emily Stern. And let me say to you that Emily Stern won Teacher of the Year last year.
Last year, yeah.
And you should win Teacher of the Year.
Oh, well, thank you.
You should. And these little things are paying off. But I understand that you have your own life and your own obligations. And we do. I mean, I'll have to run down out of the mountains to attend these meetings.
Yeah,
To me, it's worth it because I'm, in the end, these things are surface, shallow things, awards and stuff like that, on one level.
right.
But in
then,
the end, that's what they pay attention to.
Right.
Like, I'm going to
Mm,
court
very true.
next month, and I've already written in my opening statement, or in my statement, that I'm not done with yet, that first let me introduce myself. And I introduce myself as a
All your
honor
accomplishments.
student, PTK
An educator.
officer, a award-winning teacher in the past, and all of these things.
Yeah.
Because that's what they'll say, oh, that's a homeless criminal.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna subvert all
Yeah.
of their ideas about what a homeless person is, or what a so-called criminal is. And then I'll go into my argument, which may or may not work, but I'm.
At least they know.
I'm gonna say I'm completing my 4th degree. That right there says something. I'm not just some stereotype of a homeless
Yep.
person, and I'm arguing that no one is. No one really is that. They dehumanize people and then throw fines at them and throw them in jail.
I know,
and
it's
stuff.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so anyway, that's why one of the reasons that I expend a lot of energy on these kinds of things, because in the end, they do come back and help me achieve the goals I want, which is fighting for justice on this campus, which is one big one for me. It's like I have some, like, quivers in some arrows in my quiver, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I go in there now at this point. So, I mean, I don't want to rush you. We've got till Friday, which is 2 days.
Right. Would I have to be there from the whole time, 5 to 8?
You should probably start,
Be great if you could go on first and then possibly.
I don't know the time period of the
Well,
speech.
because you're a busy man after all.
I know
Yeah.
that.
See, I can't commit to the 3 hours, I can tell you.
No,
that.
of course not. Yeah.
If you come in at the beginning, then I think all the speaking happens at the beginning. 5 to 8 seems, it's really only an hour and a half long. That's what I don't get.
Why it's going on for 3.
But I think there might be like snacks at the end and stuff. So I hate to promise things that don't follow through, but if I were gonna choose, I would say, come in at 5, and as soon as you're done talking,
Right.
as soon as there's a pause, you can slip out the door that's behind you,
Right.
and you won't be the only one. The president has had to leave early, all sorts of people have
You're
had
right.
to leave these formal meetings early. But
Is this like the last one of the semester? Is there another chance to meet with them?
there
That's
might be
not on a
another
Friday?
induction.
Or are they
next-
always on
it'll
Fridays?
It'll be on a Friday.
Okay.
It's always on a Friday.
But if you want to slip out, I would give them a heads up that you have to leave early,
Okay.
and they can
Okay.
announce it.
That would probably get you on sooner.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I
I
love
really
about
want
Jody is
them
that
to
she
do it.
says things that, and I think, oh, that's a great idea, and then she actually thinks about how to make it reality.
How to make it
Well,
work.
And it's cool because,
I've always
yeah,
tried to have
you've
that.
made yourself really
Felt like I
connected
don't.
with this campus.
Well,
so
I've tried,
you
but
kind of-
I really want to make
yeah.
things happen because I see from a long-term vision about what would better this college. I have a
Mm.
deep
Mm.
passion for this college.
Yeah.
And people get really frustrated at me because of it. I have certain really strict expectations of how a college should be run, and it's simply this: students come first. If teachers don't put students first, they're not good teachers. If administrators don't put students first, they're not good administrators. You consistently do that. You have a following of students who have left this school and are long gone. They consider you a friend. This
And
is
they
They
come
are.
back,
convincing.
I've seen them come back.
They come back.
Well, they are my
You
friends.
are the
And
draw in
they
this
come to see
department,
you and the
Leon.
films.
You are the draw in this department. And they've got to figure this out, or it's to their own detriment. And it's just a little taste of humble pie for people, you know? It's like, really, you're making, I believe that you make this department.
Thank you, Jody.
And without you, it would crumble. It wouldn't have a leg to stand on. They need to invest in, I hate that word, in the people who are investing in this school, meaning the students. I feel strongly about all of these things, and I can get on my soapbox, which you guys already know, but that's actually how I move. That's my strategy, is how can we serve the students on this campus? I care, I do
Yeah.
want a job here someday, but if it doesn't work out, I'll go do something else. But why would I be good at this school? Because I love the students. I put myself on the line for the students.
Yeah.
I do. I go to bat for the students. Why? Because I care about that, for no other reason. I'm not gaining from it. In fact, I'm risking losing a lot. But so it's worth it to me, because in the end, you do gain from doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it's through that I've actually earned friends and some respect and a lot of enemies, but they
But they
treat
respect
me
you
with
too.
respect when I'm walking down the hall.
Yeah.
They do. They should, because I tell them what I think when things are going wrong.
Yeah.
They're not too bright, but they're not stupid.
They know to keep their
They caught
distance.
me on my bad side in the first place, so that was pretty foolish, but I'm glad they did, because it gave me the opportunity to stand up for what was right and teach them something. But, so, anyway, that's what motivates me, and who knows what'll happen. I'm open to the
Wow.
future, but I do want certain things to happen.
Yeah.
And if you're
Yeah.
actually in a position to help push stuff through.
Yeah, that would be
Sure.
great.
That is awesome.
And I'll tell you what, PTK may be quiet and kind of strange in a way on this campus, but they do, the people they connect with are the administrators. That's where we're basically, that's where our relationships are focused. It's with the administrators overall. And of course the students, but it's a certain kind of group of students, a small group of students who are then there to serve
The greater.
larger body. So you're
I'm gonna go,
go.
I've gotta go now.
Okay.
You're taking off.
Oh,
Okay.
what about
I'll
the
let you
lighter?
guys- Yeah.
Oh,
it's
don't
like
worry
a
about
lighter. I will give you later.
Yeah?
Yeah, in fact, you can.
Thank
keep
you.
it.
Well, thank you, brother. I
Think
can
of me
return it,
when
but I
you
see you
smoke.
next.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leon, for even watching our clip.
Oh, no, thank you for
Considering
sharing it,
doing
and I'm
this.
not saying goodbye to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hang here, but I'm gonna turn off the, they're used to being just abandoned. They're used to it.